So about a month and a half ago, I presented to you guys a great buying opportunity on Intel stock, which if you listened to what I was saying and went ahead and conducted your own research, you would have noticed that Intel had a huge upside potential. Now, since the time of that recording, Intel stock has posted a return of over 55%. And guess what? I told you guys exactly where the stock was heading, and that was to my price target at $38. Take a listen. Overall, I am bullish on Intel's stock. So despite any pullback, my target remains at $38 per share. Now, if you go ahead and take a look at the recent pattern that Intel broke out of, this is known as a broadening wedge, which is a bullish pattern. And when I zoom out, what do you guys see? It's the same exact pattern. So sooner or later, we're going to have this pattern play out how this pattern down here played out. And that is going to result in a massive move towards the upside. So guys, there are many ways to unlock the market. And one way to do so is by understanding patterns. So if you are a beginner and you don't quite understand what I'm saying, just go ahead on Google and type in different trading patterns. Now, once you find those trading patterns, it's up to you to go ahead and then conduct your own research. That is what I once did, and you can do the same. Now, last week I told you guys that I was bearish on SoFi stock, and if price could not get back above 26.50, then look for a 2% pullback down to 25.28. Take a listen. SoFi is currently losing support at 26.50. If the stock cannot get back above this level, then I want you guys to look for a 2% continuation down to 25.28. So looking at the current chart, you guys can see that my analysis was 100% accurate. Now you might go ahead and say that was a small increment move, but if we go ahead and take a look at the chart, that was the only move and opportunity that the market provided for SoFi. Now Jefferies just sent a massive warning to Apple investors after they downgraded the stock to a sell, citing that they see a 20% drop from current price. Now before Apple even broke out of this bull flag, I told you guys that I was looking for the stock to get to my price target at 257. So in this case, once the stock hit 257, I would have been out of the trade because that was my price target. With that said, after this move, am I surprised that the stock is now being downgraded by Jefferies? Absolutely not. Now, according to Plexo Capital, this is a boom time for AI, but the challenge is to separate signal from noise. Take a listen.
Let's welcome in Low Tony. He's Plexo Capital founder and managing partner with me here on set. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
What do you make of what Bezos said?
I think what he said is spot on. I truly do believe that this is a boom time for AI. But the question becomes, and we talked about this with your colleague John on Overtime, what's the analogy here? Is this, more of a build out of the dark fiber that unfortunately the WorldComs of the world were not able to benefit from because they went bankrupt before, and then Verizon picked up those assets, and that became the backbone that drove growth in the internet for 20 years, right? We're still benefiting from that. So that's the real question. The revenues are real, right? When you think about the .com companies, this is not a Pets.com 2.0. I mean, we've got over 20 billion in revenues just from Anthropic and OpenAI alone. And then the question just becomes, how far ahead of the demand are they building out that capacity?
So it's real, right? Everybody agrees that it's real. But the other point that he made I thought was interesting, hard to distinguish between the good ideas and the bad ideas.
Actually, guys, that is not hard. There's one stock that just keeps on going up, and we all know what that stock is, NVIDIA.
That's right.
Just because it's real doesn't mean that all this money going towards every idea is going to pay off.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to distinguish as an investor which will be the best bets, and the ones that aren't are going to lose, and they may lose big.
Now, going into the rest of the video, here's some important levels that you want to watch on ticker symbol TTD, the trade desk, and ticker symbol QBTS, D-Wave Quantum. Let's go ahead and begin with the trade desk, ticker symbol TTD. So current support for the stock right now is going to be at 50.81. If buyers cannot keep the stock above this level, then I want you guys to look for a 4% pullback to $49. If $49 break, then look for a pullback down to $47.55. Below $47.55, the next target to the downside is going to be at $46.22. And from current price, we're looking at a decline of 10%. Now to the upside, as long as the trade desk can stay above 50.81, then I want you guys to look for a 5% run to 54.40. And if the buyers can push the stock above 54.40, then look for a run to 56.70. Now, if the stock can get above 56.70 and stay above it, then guess what? We are looking at a run to 62.40. And from current price, we're looking at a return of over 20%. Next, we have D-Wave Quantum, ticker symbol QBTS. So during the market's last trading session, D-Wave Quantum was up over 11%, breaking above resistance at 32.70. If the stock cannot stay above this level, then I want you guys to look for a 9% pullback to 29.27. And if 29.27 breaks, then look for a 16% pullback from current price to 27.23. Overall, to the downside, I want you guys to watch for a pullback down to 24.80 and then a pullback down to 18.95. Now, to the upside, if buyers can keep D-Wave Quantum above 32.70, then I want you guys to look for a 5% run to 34.62. And based on my analysis at these price points, I would be selling. Alright guys, if you liked today's video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. And if you're currently watching and you're not yet subscribed, do consider subscribing. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.